This is the big one. This is The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror celebrating 2 straight decades of this anthology. Treehouse of Horror 20. So, is this a masterpiece like 10 and 15? No. Not even close. But is it bad like 2, 7, and 16? No. It is a very good Treehouse of Horror, but it has a big flaw, and we'll get to it as we get to it. So, let's start with the opening. The opening starts with Frankenstein's monster, Count Dracula, the Mummy, and the Wolfman all waking up and going out in the town on Halloween. After they're insulted by Nelson, they decide to go ahead and get costumes. So they dress up as Iron Man, SpongeBob, Jack Sparrow, and Harry Potter. Weird choices, but okay. Must not check this happened before the Disney acquisition, so I'm surprised they were able to get away with that. So they go to this Halloween party, and they end up flirting with some of the girls there. And then their wives end up crashing the party. Like the wives of the monsters, not the wives of the women that are there. You know what I mean. And then they get really pissed and start beating the crap out of their husbands for potentially cheating. And then Homer decides to make a smart-ass remark about how it's not cheating if you're in a costume. And for that, they rightfully rip him apart, tear his head off, and they throw it in the punch bowl, which leads to the title card. Nice, bloody opening. And we get started with the segments. First up is Dial M for Murder, or press hashtag to return to the main menu, I think it's called. Something like that. I'm just going to call it Dial M for Murder. This is a parody of Strangers on a Train. Lisa is angry at Miss Hoover. So she ends up finding Bart in detention. And the two of them decide to make a deal to get back at their tormentors. While Lisa only ding-dong ditches Miss Krabappel, Bart outright kills Miss Hoover. And later it's shown that he also killed Principal Skinner. And then Lisa realizes that she has to kill Bart before he kills anyone else, and we get to some trippy chase scenes, including the death of Alfred Hitchcock, who is where this inspiration comes from. It's not even the first time they've done this. And they toss out Mount Rushmore in a little cutaway gag. And then there's a couple trippy moments, and then it all comes to a head on the carousel. Like the manual carousels you find at playgrounds, not the big carousels from fairs. You know what I mean. And she says she's not a killer, so Lisa throws up the knife, but then it just ends up landing in Bart's head. And then Krabappel thanks her for killing him, and then just walk off. Nice, moody, atmospheric segment, and making it black and white was a great choice. Because after all, this is a parody of one of Hitchcock's films, so it would only make sense to make it in black and white. And of course they have the Psycho score in here too, because, I mean, it's Alfred Hitchcock. Probably the first thing that comes to your head when you think Alfred Hitchcock is Psycho. Even though this is very clearly not a parody of Psycho, even though that would have been pretty interesting. So yeah, pretty interesting one. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties with this piece of crap. Anyway, then we have Don't Have a Cow, Mankind, a parody of 28 Days Later, where Krusty explains the burger squared and then eats one. Well, then Kent Brockman eats one, becomes the first zombie, then takes a huge chunk out of Krusty's shoulder, and then fast forward to 28 days later, the virus has become, has taken over Springfield pretty much. And then through some weird circumstances, they find out that Bart is the only one immune, so they go to get him to the safe spot, and when it looks like they're about to die, in comes Apu to save the day. There's also some really gory deaths in here, like Hans Mole Man, who gets his skull crushed and shooting his brain and eyeballs out of his head. That's almost as graphic as the wood chipper death. Oof. Yeah, this is pretty much at the point where they established the blood and gore rule of Treehouse horror. So yeah. So they make a call to Dr. Hibbert to find out that Bart is immune, and then Hibbert gets eaten. And then Apu is able to get them over the giant car barrier wall thing. And then he gets eaten. And then Homer starts messing around with the corpse of Mr. Burns. He gets bitten, but he doesn't die. Well, he doesn't get shot and killed, I should put it that way. And they make it to the sanctuary, where they have Bart take a bath in the food. I mean, it was either that or they actually rip them apart and eat them. And we already had cannibalism in a different short, so yeah. It's a pretty good segment. This is definitely on the bloodier side, and it's a pretty good parody of 28 Days Later. But now we get to the one that unfortunately is one of the worst segments in all of these. There's no business like Mo Business. I understand that it is a parody of Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd is awesome. One of the only musicals I will actually watch over and over. That's not Disney related. As in Renaissance Disney, not crappy modern Disney. You know what I mean. So in this business like Mo Business, which is literally just a play, so honestly it doesn't even matter. Mo accidentally kills Homer by impaling him on the machine. So then he starts making his moves on Marge, but then Homer gets up and then only knocks him out, and then the two get back. And then there's a cameo from King and Kodos in the audience. Yeah, that final segment is garbage. That's the big problem here. They did a great job with the beginning and the middle, but on the end they completely fell on their face. I'm sorry, guys. This final segment was trash, and nowhere near as good as the thing it's supposed to be parodying. I love Sweeney Todd. Don't get me wrong, but this was dumb and it was bad, and it was just no. It's a crap segment, plain and simple. So. That big problem is why I can't give this a super high score like I did with 10 and 15. Because that final segment is just so terrible that it leaves a sour taste in your mouth when you finish. Like when you finish watching, it just leaves a sour taste in your mouth. Or at least in mine. So yeah, unfortunately, this is a disappointing 7 out of 10. Yet again. Just constant 7s, man. We barely get anything over 8 now. That is a damn shame. Just a Horror 20 is still very good. But it is so frustrating when the whole thing is good except for that last part. Because that last part was garbage. But that's all I've got for this review. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys later today for my review of Batman Vengeance. Another Xbox game. So until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.